You each have a ribbon on you that's self-tearing. So we're going to invite you to say this blessing, and then we'll tear the ribbon. So repeat these words after me. Baruch,
Baruch
Atah,
Atah
Adonai,
Adonai
Eloheinu, Melech,
Melech
Haolam,
Haolam
Dayan,
Dayan
Ha'emet.
Amen.
It means, blessed are you, God, you're the true judge. I like to interpret it as we don't always know the ways in which you work, God, but we hold on to your traditions and your rituals at this time. So again, there's self-tearing, so you could do it on your own, or Bart can help you. My name is Rabbi Josh Caruso of Anshe Chesed, Fairmount Temple. It's my honor to be here today as we pay tribute to Sarabel. In the words of Ecclesiastes, a season is set for everything, a time for every experience under heaven, a time for dancing, a time for wailing, a time for birthing and a time for dying, a time for speaking and a time for silence, a time for seeking and a time for losing. The time of mourning is a complicated time filled with many emotions and memories, both bitter and sweet. We begin our service with the recitation of psalms and prayers, thus linking Sarabel's life with the 3,000-year-old tradition of the people Israel and the eternity of God. I invite you to join with me in the recitation of Psalm 23. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures, leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. He guideth me in straight paths for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. Thou hast anointed my head with oil, my cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Eshet Chayil miyimsa, what a precious find is a woman of valor. Her worth is far beyond rubies. Her husband Harold put his confidence in her. He lacked no good thing. She was good to him, never bad all the days of her life. The Eshet Chayil, the woman of valor, opens her hand to the needy, extends it to the poor. She is clothed with strength and splendor. She looks to the future cheerfully. She opens her mouth with wisdom. Her tongue is guided by kindness. The woman of valor oversees the activities of her household and never eats the bread of idleness. Her children come forward and bless her. Her husband praised her. Many women have done superbly, but you, Sarabel, surpass them all. Charm is deceitful, beauty is vain, but a God-revering woman is much to be praised. Extol her for the fruit of her hand. Wherever people gather, her deeds speak her praise. glad we can pay tribute today to Sarabel. I know we have close family here today at the service itself, and I know there's also friends who are, I don't know if we're on live right now or it's just being recorded. So whoever watches this afterwards, we're glad you could be with us. I know we have a number of folks who just want to share some words. I have the order being Dennis, Katie, Roger, Sue, Richard, and Stephanie. Does that sound right? So maybe in that order, and I can remind you of the order if you want as we go along, but maybe we just start with Dennis and Katie and then we keep moving forward.
So I wrote this 2 days ago, and a lot of yesterday is going to be kind of repetitious to what we mentioned yesterday, and I was about to start rewriting everything again. So I'm going to start off. Every time I would see Mom, I would ask her how she was feeling. She would always reply, "I have good days and bad days."
I would ask her, "How is today?" She would always reply, "Today is a good day." Every day for Mom was a good day because she loved life. I believe her love of life, family, and her home were the main reasons for her long life. Today is a good day for Mom because she is no longer suffering and she can be united with Dad and her parents. She lived a long life with no regrets except one. Alyssa recently told me a story when the whole family went to Las Vegas for Mom's 80th birthday, which is where she wanted to celebrate. At the end of the trip, someone asked if she had anything she regretted that she did not see in Vegas. She replied, "I did not get to see the Chippendales." If this was her only regret in life, I would say Mom had a great life. Mom leaves a legacy of a loving family with cherished memories that we will always talk about. Mom, we love you, miss you, and will always remember you. And this is from Michael and Hannah and Kyla. Nana, Hannah, Kyla, and I are all so fortunate to have had you as our Nana. You created an amazing family, one where we all are incredibly close and care about each other. We'll always remember the Sunday get-together to come to your house on Rosh Hashanah, to going to Boca to visit you. We will remember your incredible outfits, Saturday brunches, and love you showed all of us. The family you helped build is an amazing one because of all of those memories are shared memories. Each aunt, uncle, cousin, and family all experienced it together. You brought us together and gave us the family we have today. For that, we are forever grateful for the memories and future you've given us. Love, Michael, Hannah, and Kyla. And I wrote this about 2 weeks ago after seeing Mom. A few mornings ago, I woke very early and listened as the birds were chirping their melodious songs. It was a very calm, peaceful moment, and I began to think about Mom, how her body was returning to nature, to earth, to be closer to the birds, and all that is so beautiful in creation. I thought about Mom's life beginning as an infant and slowly returning to the more childlike state and all that had transpired in the 47 years I had known her. In 1975, Dennis and I had begun dating, and I would go to his home to eat. Mom and I would do the dishes as she talked to me about what a wonderful person Dennis was, stating to me how intelligent he was. Mind you, he was still living at home, resting on the green chair. Was she hoping to finally become an empty nester? Time marched on and we got married with Mom and Dad coming to Montgomery and seeing the sights. She was vibrant and joyful. Her life was full of friends, some who attended our wedding. Mom and Dad danced at our wedding, and she was happy to see her last child marry. And time marched on. Grandchildren came. When Alyssa was born, Mom brought over a meal. I will always remember that she brought Hamantaschen as it was Purim. She was happy to have grandchildren, and our family Sunday parties were so much fun. Perhaps she didn't relish the mess, but we all loved the family time and the togetherness instilled by celebrating those Sunday parties. Mother's Day one year, Alyssa, Steffi, and Laura all brought their Cabbage Patch dolls over as Mom made them oatmeal. The girls had a Cabbage Patch party, which Mom seemed to enjoy. Then there was the time the girls all went to her bedroom and put makeup all over their face. I think she got a kick out of it. When Michael, Greg, and Jeff came along and ran through the house, she would become a little distraught, asking them not to tear up the house. Yet she loved being with everyone, and we all loved being together. Once when Mike was 2, he saw my father-in-law as he was dropping Dennis off from work as they drove to work together. Suddenly the door flew open, Michael ran outside, jumped in the car, and told my father-in-law, also known as Papa, "Me go to Papa's and eat dogs." My father-in-law took Michael home and said to Mom, "Look who we have for supper tonight." She, of course, made Michael the hot dog he desired. Time marched on. Everyone became older. I remember working and calling Mom and asking her if she could please pick Michael up from school, as once again he had broken or sprained his foot. There she was, dutifully picking up her grandson to help him. We all used to go to Florida and enjoy being together when they rented and later bought a condo. Time marched on. Dad died. And we still went to the condo every winter. Once the grandsons surprised her, and how she relished having them take her to dinners in Florida. There are many memories of Florida: playing bingo, sitting in a golf cart, watching a movie, going to the club to eat, having delicious hamburgers at the grill, going back to Mom's and eating deli sandwiches, trying to learn to play a card game, or choosing which movie we wanted to all go to. Time marched on. The children graduated from college. At Alyssa's graduation, Mom's walking was much slower. At Michael's graduation, she needed a wheelchair. She enjoyed Alyssa and Benjamin's wedding and seeing pictures of Michael and Hannah's wedding. She could see that all her children and her grandchildren she could see that her children and all her grandchildren were happily married. Time marched on, and Mom became more frail and less able to manage on her own. Dennis and I would still go down to Florida, this time to keep her company, take her out, make her soup and salmon, wash and change her sheets, and drive her to the pool. Life was different. She could not play golf, but she could enjoy just relaxing at the pool. And time marched on. Her dementia was more apparent. She could no longer go to Florida. Condo was sold. We used to have her come to our home for dinner weekly. She especially loved sitting on our deck. I always tried to make food she loved: stuffed cabbage, split pea soup, Shabbat meals, or delicious breakfast with lox and bagels. Of course, dessert was her favorite part of the meal. Always Mom was given leftovers. She would walk with her cane to the car, holding on to Dennis as she entered the car. Though there were many things Mom could not remember, she always remembered to ask him, "Did you bring my leftovers?" Time marched on. Mom fell and broke her hip, unable to walk very far, basically using a wheelchair, and we would send leftovers for Mom to enjoy. Her world was becoming smaller. Most of her friends had died. Her dementia had increased. But time was marching on. Mom was slowly returning to nature. She would relish sitting outside and enjoying the sunshine. She loved it when we would visit her, show her pictures. She loved seeing pictures of Kyla and all her great-grandchildren. Though we would repeat the same things each time, she smiled as she saw their pictures, slowly reciting their names. And time marched on. Mom took to her bed, sleeping, night eating, returning to nature, returning to creation, returning to dust. But the dust is richer because she was so filled with a long life that had so many memories and so much joy. And so when I heard the birds chirping, I thought to myself, how peaceful you will be. Your job is done. Your world was rich. Now you can lie in peace.
So I have a few things that were written to to my mom or Nana a few days really before Mom passed away. This is from Steffi's kids, which is first is Reed, which is the youngest great grandchild. And this was written a few days before Nana passed away. Dear Nana, I can't remember a time that I wasn't getting my back scratched by you or jumping in your pool, but it was never enough. I remember playing the piano naked after a full day of joy. I loved when you gave me cookies after a nice dip in the pool. I loved seeing you smile and us having fun and seeing you on the holidays. I loved our breakfast get-togethers, especially French toast with a pound of syrup on it. And staring at the pictures of us together brings back a lot of memories, a lot. I love being at your house and staring at the photos of me. And the day I walked through those doors, I was always ready to have a lot of fun with you. I love the feeling of the warm hugs you always give me when I enter the door. I remember us in the airport hoping the flights were canceled so we could spend more time together. Sometimes we would get lucky. I wish I could be together with you now. Love, Reed. Reed has just turned 9 years old. This is from Hunter. Hunter is 10. And Hunter says, Nana, I love you. I love every time splash jumping into your pool or walking into your amazing house. I love relaxing while your amazing nails back scratch my back. It felt like I was in a dream. I loved every time I could see you, every minute I could cherish with you. Even though I know that was not enough. If there was anything I could do right now, it would be to fly over to Cleveland and give you a big warm hug. Nana, I just love you so much. Words cannot even describe it. My life just would never have been the same without you. You are the best great-grandmother, great-grandma I could ever wish for. You are the best. Love, Hunter. Now this is from Greg. Now, Greg's a little older. He just turned 38. Nana, if I could only scratch your back once more, if I could only make you salmon patties once more, if I could only give you one more birthday card wishing you all the best things in life, if I could only swim with you in the village or Boca Lago pool once more, lay on our backs looking up at the sun, walk with you back to 10 Stratford Court under the endless soft blue sky of Beechwood, Ohio. If I could only just be with you, hold your hand, kiss you once more, tell you how much you are to me, have meant to me, and always will be to me. Nana, every time I was with you, I always felt calm. No matter what emotion I may have been feeling the moment before, the second I entered your presence, I felt an immediate calm. When you would hold my hand and say, "Hi, Greg," or wave goodbye from the garage door, smiling at me until the garage completely shut. I knew in that absolute moment I was okay. Everything was okay. Well, more than okay. About as good as it can be. You were here, you were there. My Nana was with me in my life. There was no better feeling to know. Well now, whenever I feel a bit unsure of the moment, in need of some sort of instant calm, wrapped in love, I will think of your soft hand holding me, your gentle hand against mine, your stable voice with mine, your incredible being next to me, to mine. And I know it will be okay. I will be okay. We will be okay. Or more than okay, as good as it can be. Thank you, Nana. You filled my life with so much love and calm. If only I could lay close to you and tell you once more. But I know I will continue to tell you, just like I have throughout my life when I need to talk to Papa, feel Papa, ask Papa. Now I can tell you both at the same time. I love you, Nana, always, forever. My Nanush, my Nana. With endless love, Greg.
Dear Mom,
Roger was the first to marry of the Cahn kids. I was still a senior at Ohio State. The night that he asked me to marry him on Washington Boulevard across from John Carroll, we went straight to their home on Wendover to share the news. Immediately, they said in unison, "Call us Mom and Dad." I remember feeling very awkward, since my parents called their in-laws by their first names. After all, I had a mom and dad. I remember that it took a while to call Sarabel Mom. When we called or spoke, I would just say, "Hi." When my parents invited them to New Jersey a few weeks after, my grandmother went straight to Harold to ask, "Where's the ring?" My grandmother also noticed that Sarabel did not own a fur coat. Immediately, she took her to her furrier so that Harold would have to buy Sarabel a beautiful coat. Later, I realized that Harold put his children first, and Sarabel understood. She was a wife who allowed her mean father-in-law to live with them. I cannot think of any of my contemporaries allowing that. First day we were married, I arrived at our apartment to find Roger missing. He was so used to going to his parents' home. They used to joke that if Roger hadn't married an East Coast girl, he would still be sleeping on their couch. I attended graduate school that fall and was told to go straight to their home for Shabbat dinner. It did not take long for me to look forward to Mom's homemade soup, followed by her delicious chicken cutlets or brisket, followed by homemade mandel bread and hot tea. She was a real balabos. A lot happens in her kitchen. Harold loved sweets, yet she was concerned about his health. He would end up searching through every pot and pan to find his treasure. Even when I did not ask, there wasn't a thing she wouldn't do for me. When I had the flu, Mom came running over to shove up a suppository.
I remember that.
So do I. My friends always remark how pretty she was. Her beautiful face was never without a lovely smile. Mom was never the type of mother-in-law to butt in or tell me what to do. Mom, very soon you will be in Dad's arms dancing the anniversary waltz.
Nana, Nanushki, there isn't a Hallmark card in the world to describe what you are to me. And maybe that's why my cards always came a little late. In so many words, you are simply perfect. You are sweet, kind, gentle, and compassionate, soft-spoken, yet strong as can be, and your love for our family is what shined through the most. It is truly what kept you going when the true love of your life and one of my heroes, Papa, passed away. You always said to me that him being 10 years older than you, that you knew there would come a day that you would be without him and that you feared that day. But when that dreaded day came, you never gave up on all of us. You always held it together for us. You lived for us. Inside, you were brokenhearted, and you always welled up in speaking about Papa. But your tears never showed weakness, but rather a true testament for the man he was and the effect you guys had on one another and the true love that you shared. You shared that promise to him with all of us. You stuck with us for almost 30 years since his passing, giving everything he would have wanted to give all of us. You showed up for all of our accomplishments, our celebrations, and milestones. You shared warm smiles, cozy hugs, tears and fears, stories, holidays, endless back scratches. I always said we needed to ensure those nails. Your secret salmon patty recipe, and most of all, you shared your heart and love with all of us. You gave the color purple a whole new meaning, and you proved that age is just a number when we celebrated your 80th in none other than Vegas, filled with slot machines, fun family dinners, and we did try to go to Chippendales. Growing up, your home was always our home base. What began with girls' sleepovers and Friday night Shabbat dinners on Wendover continued to 10 Stratford Court, where you became one of the original village settlers. While this may have been your home with Papa, us girls like to think that your bathroom and walk-in closets were our homes, where we created so many memories and stories. You not only welcomed us over any time of the day, you also adopted two cute little naked babies with cute little tushies that you loved so much from Meisner Park. Those babies were later followed by the next generation, your great-grandchildren, that you loved as much as you loved all of us, if not more. I can't tell you how much they loved you back. They would always speak of their special Nana so fondly. Even with the pandemic getting in the way of our special visits, your pictures and FaceTimes and air hugs and kisses always made you present in our lives. Nana, I can't tell you how much you'll be missed. Well, we are all so blessed to have had you in our lives for so long. It doesn't make saying goodbye any easier. But I do know that you waited long enough for all of us. And now it's your time to be reunited with your one and only true love, Papa. I know that you both will continue to watch over all of us and surround us with your love and spirit. When I see the color purple, 11:11 on the clock, or get a random aromatic whiff of Florida's tropics, or your Neutrogena tinted moisturizer that I would smell every time I gave you a hug or kiss, I will forever be reminded of you. I am reminded of you every time I pull into the village, rolling down the window to say, Sarabel Cahn, my Nana, with such pride. Or when you would always have us leave your house through the garage, blowing us a kiss and a wave so that you could watch us safely pull away, secretly making sure that we didn't drive over your rock and flower garden. With every ray of sunshine, rainbow, beautiful flower, a bird chirping, or a butterfly, I will always be reminded of you. Nana, I love you more than you know. Always and forever, to the moon and back, infinity and beyond. I love you.
Oh, one more. There was a surreal encounter in the television series This Is Us a few weeks back, in which the lead character, who was near death, says to another person from her life, "The end is very sad." He replies to her, "If the end is so sad, then the journey to get there must have been incredibly wonderful." That it was, Mom, an incredible journey, filled with long life, quality, love given, and love received. You gave Rhonda, Dennis, and me, and your 6 grandchildren, Steffi, Greg, Alyssa, Michael, Laura, and Jeffrey, and your 6 grandchildren, great-grandchildren, Hunter, Reed, Blake, Maya, Kyla, and Madison, and life itself, everything you had to give and then some, and we are ever so grateful. That you enjoyed such quality near to the end is due to your undeniable zest for living. Rhonda devoting the last 3 years of her life to being your medical advocate, life coach, and quality control manager, and the incredible care from your caregivers, Michelle, Donna, Courtney, Jade, Tanika, Lisa, and others who not only cared for you, but cared about you. We will forever be grateful to them for their loving assistance. Mom, we are in awe of you, that you squeezed every ounce of life that was available to you up to the very end. We love you and will miss you dearly, but Dad has waited patiently and long enough for you to join him.
I think we should change the order and I go first so I don't have to follow all these wonderful things that were said and sad, and I might not get through them myself. I'm first going to say a little bit and then read what our son Jeff and daughter Laura had written to Nana. First of all, Mom was, even though she was my mother-in-law, she was really like my second mother, or co-A and B mother to me. And when I thought about it, actually she was better than my mother because she never yelled at me. And she was just the sweetest, nicest person, and you know what everybody has said. And I got along with her wonderfully, and she was just great to have as a second mother. And I really appreciated the time we spent together. Before I go on to Laura and Jeff, what they said, I just wanted to, hi, Bob. I won't get through. I was going to say about Rhonda being such a wonderful daughter, but I can't get through it. So, here's what Jeff said. Kind, courageous, beautiful, and sweet. Words that describe you. Loving, gentle, thoughtful, and caring. Words that describe you. You see, there are so many words to describe an amazing person like you. You traveled the world and lived life to the fullest, but words alone cannot express my gratitude to you. But I'll try my best and end with thank you, I love you, Jeff. And this is from Laura. Nana was and always will be the queen of our family, the crown jewel. She was always bedazzled from head to toe in the finest of jewels, purple outfits galore, with countless handbags and shoes to match. Nana had a flair for style and a colorful personality to match. She truly was a rare gem. Being her mother's namesake and the youngest of her granddaughters, I always had a special bond with her. We shared a love of the color purple, pool time in the summer, well-manicured toes, playing piano, and the list goes on and on. Being the only grandchild living in Cleveland definitely had its perks, as I was so blessed to have shared countless Saturday morning breakfasts, family dinners, holidays, celebrations, and milestones with her. The most recent being my wedding in 2020. It was Andy's wedding too. But, where she walked down the aisle in her favorite purple outfit. I am forever grateful for that memory. Nana was a fighter and the brightest light in our family for so many years. We have all been blessed to have had her in our lives for as long as we did. Gone but not forgotten, her light and strength will continue to shine down on us. She will be forever in our hearts. I don't think I'll be any better.
Yeah, you probably won't be. All right, I'll try. Mom, I need another drink. We were together constantly, every minute of every day. There isn't anything unsaid that I didn't already say. In your final days of life, you loudly whispered, "Will you be okay?" In your final waking breath of life, I whispered in your right ear, "You'll be with Dad. You have nothing to fear." I will miss you very much, and all I have left to say, rest peacefully and rest knowing, yes, Mom, I will be okay.
You all spoke so beautifully. Thank you for allowing me to get to know her through you, through your stories and memories and through your eyes. That's a gift to me. It is a fearful thing to love, what death can touch. A fearful thing to love, hope, dream to be and oh to lose. A thing for fools this, and a holy thing to love. For your life has lived in me, your laugh once lifted me, your word was gift to me. To remember this brings a painful joy. 'Tis a human thing, love, a holy thing, to love what death has touched. There was something about Sarabel and her connection to home. Her physical home was associated so strongly with her condo. I love how you'd say, I'm here to see Sarabel, my Nana. She loved that place. It was her comfort zone. But she took ultimate comfort and shelter in her family. There was nothing better than being in the middle of her ever-growing family gatherings. It was the Friday night dinners, the kreptlach, the rugelach, the mandelbread that accompanied those family gatherings. Home was always more than a place. It was being with family, preparing and enjoying food, and celebrating simchas and the achievements of her children, grandchildren, and yes, even her great-grandchildren. Just outside of her sphere of family, Sarabel loved engaging in volunteer work, including with Hadassah, the National Council of Jewish Women, the Women of Fairmount Temple, formerly called the Sisterhood. It was always a joy for me to see Sarabel at those programs. She always offered me a sweet and gentle smile and greeting. We didn't have to say much to each other. It was clear that we had a mutual appreciation. Sarabel was a proud member of our synagogue and particularly enjoyed High Holy Day services. Roger recalled how much Mom enjoyed the social action lecture, the music meditation, the afternoon service on Yom Kippur. And born in Canton, Sarabel moved as a child with her family to Cleveland, and in her waning years, she still remembered each and every home she lived in. Each residence carried memories that she brought along with her in her life. Just like the Israelites on the move from the ancient Egypt to the land of Israel carried their history and past with them, amidst the many twists and turns along the way, so did Sarabel. Some of those twists and turns were certainly challenging. Most of all, the early passing of her beloved husband, Harold. Harold was the love of her life, and she would have no other for the length of her days. In a letter of gratitude to Rabbi Billy Dreskin, who officiated at Harold's funeral in 1992, Sarabel scribed that preparing for Harold's funeral was the saddest time of all of our lives, and further wrote that the rabbi's attention to the family helped ease our saddened hearts. Eventually, Sarabel rebounded and threw herself into what she knows best: volunteer work, socializing, adventuring, scrapbooking, contributing to charities, playing golf, surrounding herself with family, and giving lots of love to her chihuahua, Chi-Chi. Truth be told, Sarabel always had plans in the making. One of Sarabel's ways of expressing her love for family was through touch, as was mentioned earlier. She gave good back rubs, and everyone felt her devotion through those little gestures through her fingernails. In her declining days and hours, she would continue the practice. Rhonda remembers how she rubbed her back, asking if she and Rich would be okay after she passed. I know, Rhonda, you shared this, but it was just so moving and profound. You know, she made sure also to bring Roger and Dennis's hands together, rubbing them. Perhaps this was Sarabel's way of giving comfort to herself, as much as it was for her children at such a tender time. Perhaps it was her prayer to God to comfort them in their grief, to comfort them as they feel today. Her prayer to tell them that it was going to be okay, that she was so very proud of them, the people they are, children and grandchildren who follow them. Zichrona livracha, may Sarabel's name be an enduring blessing, and let us say, make sure I have her here. I invite you now to rise at your seats, if you were able, for the recitation of the El Malei Rachamim. El Malei Rachamim, shochein b'amromim, hamsei menucha nechona tachat kanfei hashchina, b'malot kedoshim utorim, kezohar rakia mazirim et nishmat Sura bat Pinchas v'Leah shalcha leolama began eden tehei menuchata Ana bara rachamim hastireha. בסתר כנפיך לעולמים, ותרור בתרור החיים את נשמתה, אדוני ונחלתה, ותנוח בשלום על משכבה, ונאמר Amen. Exalted, compassionate God, grant infinite rest in your sheltering presence among the holy and the pure, to the soul of Sarabel Cahn, who has gone to her eternal home. Merciful One, we ask that our loved one find perfect peace in your eternal embrace. May her soul be bound up in the bond of life. May she rest in peace. And let us say, Amen. Now we continue with the Kaddish praise. You should have the prayers in your hand. We continue. Yitgadal v'yitgadash shemei rabbah. Be'alma divrach kirutei v'yamlich malchutei. B'chayechon uvyomechon uv'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael v'agalau v'zman kari v'imru Amen. Yehei shmei rabbah mevorach le'olam alomeo maya yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei dekudesha le'elah min kol birchata v'shirata Tushbechata v'nechamata dam eran be'alma v'imru. Yehei shalom rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Oseh shalom b'mromav hu yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. May the source of peace and peace to all who mourn, comfort to all who are bereaved among us, and we say together, Amen. Continue now with the custom of filling in the earth. It seems perhaps to some that it's counterintuitive, where why are we putting earth on someone who we love so much? But in Judaism, it's actually the opposite. It's considered to be taking care of our loved one by doing that. It's not leaving her exposed. She can't cover herself. So we begin that process, and then the good folks here at the cemetery will conclude it. But why don't we begin with the children and spouses, and then grandchildren and spouses. Okay. No, we're good. We're good.